First, take a good look at your balcony. Measure it, note the amount of sunlight it receives, and think about the kind of garden you want. Yes, we're talking about getting to know your space intimately. Why is this important? Well, every garden, even the smallest balcony one, starts with understanding the conditions you have to work with. You see, the size of your balcony will determine the number of plants you can comfortably accommodate. It's not just about cramming in as many pots as you can. It's about creating a space where your plants can grow and flourish. Also, remember to consider the weight restrictions of your balcony. Now, let's talk about sunlight. Sunlight is like the life force for your plants. Some plants need lots of sun, while others do well in shade. So pay attention to how much sunlight your balcony receives throughout the day. Is it bathed in morning sun, or does it get the warmer afternoon rays? Or perhaps it's mostly shaded. This information is vital when it comes to choosing your plants. And finally, think about your dream garden. Do you envision a sea of colorful flowers, a selection of fragrant herbs, or perhaps a mix of both? This vision will guide your plant selection and arrangement. With these measurements and observations, you are ready to choose the right plants for your balcony garden. Now comes the fun part: choosing your plants. This will largely depend on the amount of sunlight your balcony receives. You see, plants, much like people, have their own preferences when it comes to sun exposure. Some bask in the full glory of the sun, while others prefer the cool, dappled light of the shade. Let's start with those shady characters. If your balcony is more shaded than sun-kissed, consider plants like ferns and hostas. Ferns are perfect for adding texture with their feathery fronds, while hostas bring a pop of vibrant color with their lush foliage. Other great options for shady spots include the delicate lily of the valley, the dramatic elephant ear, and the evergreen ivy. But what if your balcony is a sun worshipper's paradise? Well, you're in luck. Sun-loving plants tend to produce some of the most stunning flowers. Consider the fragrant lavender with its purple blooms, or geraniums that come in a rainbow of colors. Other sun lovers include the hardy rosemary, the cheerful marigold, and the exotic hibiscus. And let's not forget about herbs. Not only do they add a fragrant touch to your balcony garden, but they're also handy for cooking. Basil, mint, and rosemary love the sun, while parsley and chives can tolerate a bit more shade. When choosing your plants, also consider their growth habits. Some plants, like ivy, are climbers and will need a trellis or some sort of support. Others, like lavender and rosemary, are bushy and can fill up a pot quite nicely. And of course, always consider your local climate and the season. Some plants thrive in the heat of summer, while others prefer the cooler temps of spring or fall. Remember, the right plant in the right place makes all the difference. So choose wisely, and your balcony garden will reward you with a stunning display of foliage and flowers. Happy planting! Once you have your plants, it's time to get them into some stylish and functional containers. The container you choose is more than just a home for your plant. It's an essential part of your garden's ecosystem. The right container can help your plant thrive, while the wrong one can cause problems like root rot and fungal diseases. The most important thing to consider when choosing a container is drainage. Your plants need room to breathe, and their roots need space to grow. A container with good drainage will prevent water from pooling at the bottom, which can lead to root rot. Look for pots with holes in the bottom, or consider adding your own if necessary. You can also use a layer of rocks or pebbles at the bottom of the pot to improve drainage. Containers come in all shapes and sizes, so there's something for every plant and every space. Classic terracotta pots are a great choice for most plants. They're breathable, which means they allow air and water to pass through the walls, promoting healthier roots. Plus, their earthy tone adds a touch of natural beauty to your balcony garden. If you're working with a smaller space, consider using hanging baskets or window boxes. These can be hung from railings or walls, freeing up valuable floor space. They also add an extra dimension to your garden, drawing the eye upwards and creating a sense of lush abundance. Remember, the container is also part of your garden's aesthetic. Choose containers that complement your plants and your decor. You might opt for a sleek, modern look with geometric shapes and bold colors, or perhaps a more traditional look with rustic, weathered pots. The choice is yours, and the possibilities are endless. With the right containers, your plants will have a comfortable and stylish home. But remember, the most important thing is that your plants are happy and healthy. So choose wisely, plant with care, and watch as your balcony transforms into a lush green oasis. Now that your plants are potted, it's time to arrange them in your balcony space. This step is as much about aesthetics as it is about the health and well-being of your plants. A well-arranged garden not only looks appealing but also promotes better air circulation, reducing the risk of plant diseases. So, let's get started. First, think vertically. Balconies, especially those in urban areas, often lack floor space but make up for it in height. Use this to your advantage. Hanging planters, wall-mounted pots, and shelves can help you maximize your space without cluttering the floor. Plus, they add a dynamic visual element to your balcony garden, creating a multi-tiered green paradise. Now let's talk plant placement. It's not just about where they look good, but also where they'll grow best. Remember the sunlight requirements of your plants? Arrange them accordingly. Place sun-loving plants like lavender and geraniums where they'll get the most light, and shade-loving plants like ferns and hostas in more sheltered areas. And don't forget about the view from inside your home. After all, one of the joys of a balcony garden is appreciating its beauty from both outside and inside. Arrange your plants in a way that they frame your windows beautifully, creating a natural green view. Consider also the ease of maintenance. Arrange your plants so that watering, pruning, and other care activities are hassle-free. Keep plants that require more frequent attention within easy reach. Lastly, leave some room for you. Your balcony garden should not only be a space for plants but also a space for you to relax and enjoy. Leave a small area for a chair or a small table, making it a perfect spot for morning coffee or evening relaxation amidst your green sanctuary. With a little creativity, you can turn any small space into a lush, green oasis. A garden is a living thing and needs regular care to thrive. Like a well-tuned instrument, a balcony garden sings its best song when it is properly cared for. So, let's dive into the maintenance tips to keep your balcony garden in full bloom. Watering is essential. It's like the heartbeat of your garden. However, each plant has different water needs. Some need frequent watering while others prefer their soil to dry out a bit between watering. A good rule of thumb is to stick your finger about an inch into the soil. If it's dry, it's time to water. Overwatering can be just as harmful as underwatering, so be mindful of your plant's needs. Pruning is like a garden's haircut. It helps the plants to grow better and bloom more. Don't be afraid to trim away dead or yellowing leaves. This helps the plant to redirect its energy towards new growth. Regularly check your plants for any signs of disease or pests. Early detection can save a plant's life. Fertilizing is the food for your plants. It replenishes the nutrients in the soil, keeping your plants healthy and vibrant. Use organic fertilizers for a more sustainable approach. Remember, different plants have different nutritional needs, so do a little research to find out what your plants crave. Cleaning your balcony garden is equally important. Remove fallen leaves and debris regularly to prevent any fungal diseases. And don't forget to clean your tools too. Dirty tools can spread disease among your plants. Lastly, remember to rotate your plants every few weeks. This ensures that all sides of your plants get equal exposure to sunlight, leading to even growth. With regular attention and care, your balcony garden will provide a lush, green retreat for years to come. So roll up your sleeves, put on your garden gloves, and get ready to tend your green oasis. Remember, the key to a flourishing garden is not just the plants you choose, but the love and care you pour into them. Happy gardening!